The title for our poster is The Dark Side of a Deep Sea. So what is the deep sea? So deep sea starts from the mesopelagic zone until the hadal zone. So mesopelagic zone is also known as twilight zone. In this zone, there is no light can penetrate, and this is allowing the non-photosynthetic organism to live in the zone. And then the hadal zone is the deepest part of a deep sea. In this zone, it is very, very dark. There is habitat in the deep sea, for example, volcanoes, canyons, sulfurs, geysers, and many more. And the plant that can live in the deep sea is seagrass and seaweed. And there is also organisms or animals that live in the deep sea, for example, anglerfish and frill shark.
I'm Silo. I'm going to talk about the current issue of deep ocean. The first one I want to talk about is anthropogenic activities. The example of anthropogenic activities such as mine killing, disposal, organic matter loading, litter, and overfishing. And those anthropogenic activities will cause great impact to the deep ocean. For example, the extraction of hydrocarbon resource can increase the chance of the oil and methane spoil to the sea surface, and this will reduce the concentration of oxygen and also the sunlight that penetrate into the deep ocean. As we know, living organisms need oxygen for respiration, and the phytoplankton needs sunlight to undergo photosynthesis. The second thing I want to talk is the global warming, which will affect every creature living on Earth, including the deep ocean. Global warming will increase the stratification in the deep ocean, and this will increase the oxygen minimum zone, OMZ. The increase of oxygen minimum zone will cause the decrease of the zone that can allow the mesopelagic fish to survive. And it will also change the pH of the seawater, which will cause the organism that cannot adapt to it will gradually die. And the third one I want to talk about is the knowledge gap. And knowledge gap is one of the issues faced by humans. Trench is known as the most difficult deep sea level to access with current technology, and knowledge for the diversity in this area is lacking, especially for non-nematode meiofauna and non-foraminifera practice. The last one I want to talk about is the awareness of people. A lot of people they have low awareness to protect the deep ocean, especially the people live in the mainland because they think they don't have the connection to the ocean. So government need to raise the awareness among those peoples to ensure our deep ocean can conserve in longer time.
Human impact on the deep sea. First, carbon emission. The ocean absorbs a third biotic carbon dioxide emission and 90% of the excess heat generated by increased greenhouse gas emission. Second, chemical pollution, where common man-made pollutants that reach the ocean includes herbicide, detergent, and oils. Thirdly, oil spills, whereby the cellaring activities where they release liquid petroleum into the ocean that may affect the marine ecosystem. Next, noise pollution, where reduced catch rates and causing stress response where interfere the fish communication. Next, plastic pollution or dumping. This illegal disposal and accumulation of plastic on the deep sea floor. Next, overfishing, where it may affect the slow growing and did not reach sexual maturity for several years of fish ecosystem. And lastly, destructive fishing, where the usage of illegal fishing instruments, for example, the bottom trolling.
There are potential future problems can occur in the deep sea. Deep sea life face dark future due to warming and food shortage. The deep ocean and the creatures that live there are facing a desperate future to food shortage and changing temperature. Other than that, there are potential environment effects to deep sea mining. Deep sea mining has generated of deep sea minerals such as polymetallic nodules. Offshore mining may become a reality in future to replenish the mineral resources for industrial development. According to an estimate, an area of 300 until 600 square kilometers will be disturbed. So steps should be taken to arrive at such design parameter that the mining operation will cause least possible damage to the marine environment.
Life in the depth sea must withstand total darkness, extreme cold, and great pressure. Furthermore, there are limits to exploring the depth sea biosphere. The depth sea biosphere is one of the largest and yet least explored microbial habitats on the planet. In contrast, our technological capabilities have not kept pace with this ever-expanding habitable envelope. Even with the current known temperature and pressure limits of life, we have not yet explored most of the habitable subsurface. The primary limitation are the expense of drilling and oceanographic expedition, together with the technological limitation for sampling and sample manipulation.
In conclusion, the deep sea is filled with undiscovered species and resources. Despite on relying on the functional marine ecosystem, our knowledge about the ocean and their role in maintaining the balance of Earth's system is still remain intact.